him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-muck-up, it's time for the only news that matters. And in a new interview with the Irish Times, Anthrax drummer Charlie BENANTE was asked if the music industry has changed for the better or worse in the 40-plus years since the band was formed. He said, "There is no music industry. That's what has changed. There is nothing anymore. You know, there are people listening to music, but they're not listening to music the way music was once listened to. It's a different time now. Here's a strange thing. While I have seen people eating a bit more healthier here and there, the industry of music was one of the things that hit the worst, and nobody did anything about it. They just let it happen. There was no protection, no nothing. And this may be the reason why we don't make, records every 3 years or whatever, because I don't want to give it away for free. That's why they're taking so long to make records, because he doesn't want to give it away for free. You're eventually going to have to give it away for free, right? Oh, we don't want to give it away for free, so we'll release it one every 3 years. I mean, what? I think it's been like 10 years for them, right? Or close to it, Anyway, he says, "I take music very seriously, and what I do and what I write is very personal. And someone, taking it is not right. It is like I pay Amazon $12.99 a month, and I can get on Amazon and I can get whatever I want. Is it basically stealing? It is stealing from the artist. The people who run music streaming sites like Spotify, they're thieves. I don't subscribe to Spotify. I think it is where music goes to die. We have the music on there because we have to play along with the fucking game. But I'm tired of playing the game." Yeah, I mean, I know Anthrax been bitching about, even before when it was all about, Napster and shit. They even released a CD at that time, "We Come For You All." And I remember, it was news. That was, one of the first CDs made where you couldn't rip it. You couldn't rip it on your computer. It had something blocking it. But then, some computer nerd came out and said, "Press these 3 buttons on your keyboard at the same time and you'll be able to record it." And actually, I tried it and it worked. I was like, oh my God, you can't stop it. You just can't stop it. But that back then was different. It's even worse now with Spotify. Back then, you can buy everything physical still. People were still buying physical stuff. But now it's like nobody wants to buy it. And Metallica, BENANTE was also asked if he thought Metallica was right in deciding to launch a legal action against Napster in 2000. Although the case was settled out of court, 300,000 users were banned from the music file service as a result, and Metallica's image took a tremendous beating in the eye of music fans. Didn't seem to help, right? Metallica, they did this thing where every motherfucker on the planet hated them. And what do? They come back and play to sold-out stadiums. It didn't affect them at all. Everybody had, it's so trendy to bash Metallica. Fuck Metallica, fuck them! Yeah, whatever, man. They're headlining stadiums. I mean, you can get mad all you want. They're just they're wiping their butts in $1 million bills, I don't care. I don't like a lot of Metallica music, but whatever, man. They play the old shit. That's good enough. Fill a stadium, play the old shit, so everybody can enjoy it but me, because I ain't going to that fucking stadium show. It's playing Tampa, but I ain't going. I just don't want to go, Even if it came close, I wouldn't go unless I had a free ticket. Because the last time I saw Metallica, all they did was play stuff out of the first 2 albums. And I know they ain't going to top that show. Oh, but anyway. Of course, Charlie, you know, I mean, but I agree with him too. But Charlie, man, he really agreed with Metallica on this one. He said they were absolutely right about it. You see where it went, you know, all these people who said fuck Metallica, they are rich bastards. They were protecting their art, you know, their property, so that some asshole does not come along and take your art. They may make the money while you just make the art and you just give it away. You know, people don't know anything about this. Unlike you live the way we live and do what we have done, then you can't comment really. Yeah, I can comment because I'm on your side. I totally agree, you know. But back in April 2018, BENANTE and Scott Ian from Anthrax said that Spotify had worked out really well for Anthrax, even though he was initially against the streaming service, music service. He said that back in 2018. Now he's saying something different. While Spotify has gotten a lot of criticism for how little it pays its artists for the music, I know that because I get paid from Spotify myself. Well, I don't get paid. I always owe them like 2 cents. I don't know how they're going to get those 2 pennies from me. I see all these freaking, you know, these hits on my music. I mean, I'm talking like, you know, about close to 1,000 a month. I get the email, right? It's pages and pages. And on the bottom, it's like, I owe them 2 pennies. Come and get it, motherfucker. I dare you. Anyway, Charlie said, I wasn't a fan of streaming music initially because I'm in a band and I feel like, all right, well, I don't like this idea because the bands are getting ripped off. This is Scott Ian saying this. He said, I still feel like the bands are getting ripped off, but at the same time, I definitely enjoy. I love being able to be in my house and basically have any song right on my phone. And I can go to Spotify. And I can have it streaming all through the house anytime. You know, I do the same thing but with an iPod. You know? I just use an iPod. My iPod, you know, and how I discover, I don't have Spotify, by the way. My brother has Spotify, and he has a family plan, and he's put it on my phone. I have Spotify on my phone through his family plan. I have yet to listen. And my band's on there. I should go listen to my band on Spotify. But what I do is I go on YouTube. Right here, man. This fucking YouTube is miraculous. You get so much information of new bands. There's, you know, YouTube pages that only promote new bands, and they put up their albums, and I check this shit out constantly and find a lot of cool stuff that I end up purchasing physically. You know what I'm saying? I have to have the physical, but I understand I'm a caveman. There's nobody's like me anymore, except probably people like me, which ain't a lot, man. We're a small little group in the overall world. The overall world, you know, they worship Beyonce. You know, that to them is, you know, if they're going to talk about music, the rest of the world's into Beyonce while we're into thrash metal or whatever the hell you like. That's metal. But yeah, you know, this whole thing with the artists not being paid anymore, it's just the way it is now. It's life, you know. They can try and fight it all they want, but everybody will get a way to, well, everybody does have a way to listen to your music through Spotify, and Spotify ain't paying you shit. You know? It's just the way it is, man. Nobody's fighting this, or they try to fight and they don't win. It's like, this is one of those cases that, you know, Spotify is the man. And you can't beat the man. And you know something else is going to come after Spotify and take over the music industry, where hopefully people get paid then, but no, man, this world's greedy, bro. you know? But Metallica at the time, hey man, I was like everybody else. Oh, fuck them. Because I had Napster. I was downloading shit, not fucking Metallica or nothing popular. I was looking for stuff that I had on vinyl back then that wasn't on CD yet. And I'd find, I'd find it. I already had it on vinyl. I already paid for the goddamn thing. And I put it on a CD. And then when it was eventually released on CD, I would buy it. I purchased. I know a lot of people don't anymore, But the way I saw it, Metallica was more like, hey, not so much the money part. They thought, you're just taking our shit and just giving it away. And if we want to give it away, we would, That's how I saw it. I didn't see it as a greed thing, though most of you did, but whatever. At the time, I did. But then, in retrospect, looking back, when downloading became really, really popular before Spotify, because people were still downloading and burning it on a disc. Now people don't even want a disc. Nothing. They want nothing. They want their music like, that's air. It's not a physical product. That's what everybody wants now, except me and a tiny bit more people over there. But it all, was a snowball effect. First the downloading, then the streaming, and then where's it going to go from here? All I know, when the downloading and the streaming happened, that's when the record companies collapsed. And come on, let's be serious. That shit's karma. All those record companies were ripping off artists left and right, and then telling us, you're robbing from us by putting an album on a cassette. Yeah. I bet they miss me. I bet they miss thieves like me back then. Because if I had it on cassette, it's because I was a little kid and I was broke. And when I eventually got the money, I would go buy that album that was on that cassette. Because I would record cassettes from my friends' albums that I loved. And I just feel like, hey man, fuck it. This world is fucked. It really is. For people that make music, it's becoming instinct to make a living at it. You just can't. It's just impossible. Unless you are Metallica or Beyonce or all these people that became huge, huge stars decades ago. Not even recently. Probably Taylor Swift is probably the only one that's probably, for all I know, she's been around 20 years. I don't know. I know when Kanye West took her award, that shit was well over 10 years ago. Shit, maybe even 20 years ago. There's no new stars because everybody's getting ripped off. Whatever. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below, man. Do you still hate Lars for Napster? Do you love him? Do you think he was right? Do you think he was wrong? Same thing with Charlie. I'm interested. If you don't agree with me, that's awesome. All right? Just be respectful. But if you don't agree with me, please leave it in the comments below. But by the way, I'm not going to debate you. Hell no, man. I ain't got enough time in the day to debate people online. You believe what you believe. I'll believe what I believe. All right? So, but I do believe you rule. And I thank you for watching The Only News That Matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. And like the video. Because that's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.